Hey everyone, it's Breisha here with the Be Well and Be Free YouTube channel, and today I'm bringing you a review of Universal's Endless Summer Resort, Dockside Inn and Suites. So let's jump right into about our ease of booking before we even got onto property. So I do find that other websites like Booking and even Disney are a bit easier to access your booking and pay for it. With Universal, you do have to put your first night down kind of as your deposit, which was fine, but then it was a little clunky to get to see what kind of the actual leftover total was. And when you factor in things like parking, which with them you pay $15 a day plus tax for parking. So it was really easy to get a hold of someone to kind of clarify that, and you can go ahead and prepay with credit card. The representative I spoke to said that you have to send a fax with your credit card information, and I'm sure they would take it over the phone as well if we had asked. But just could be a little bit easier with their website. They do seem to run a Savvy Traveler promo that makes it so the resort price is under $100 a night, which isn't bad, and it's definitely worth it seeing as it is a basically brand new resort. It's really easy and convenient to get to. It is on the kind of off I-drive part of Orlando. It wasn't really heavily trafficked the time we went, and the ease of check-in was really great. What I really found wonderful about this stay was they do make you get temperature checks every day when you go through the front lobby, and they give you a different color wristband, so you know that people obviously are getting their temperatures checked and they're taking it seriously. There was hand sanitizer stations throughout the property, and everyone at the front desk was really pleasant. They weren't in a rush to kind of get you out of their queue. They took their time. Their cards do have your names on them, and pretty much everything on property you do have to key in to get into. So that includes the parking lot. There isn't a security guard posted there. It's basically you tap your key to get into the parking lot. So when we got there, one of the things that I think that can kind of cause a little bit of lack of, I guess, just patience on property is that the elevators, there's only 2 sets for each tower. And then right now with COVID, they're only having obviously you and your party go up. So it does take a little bit of time to get up to your room, just with kind of that ease of access with the elevator. So the actual rooms are really modern and nice. They have a kind of nautical New England ish inn feel to them. I could imagine that the other side of the property is probably more of a Californian vibe or West Coast vibe. I'm going with the Dockside vibe is probably more of the Eastern Seaboard. Everything's really bright, really nice, has that nice, like I said, nautical theme. Very clean. You can tell that they take cleaning very seriously. The whole property is, it's just sparkling. They aren't offering housekeeping right now. Obviously, a lot of resorts down here aren't, just with the COVID precautions. But they have a really neat service where upon check-in right after, about I would say 15 to 30 minutes after, we did get a text message saying that anything we needed throughout our stay, just to let them know, and they'd be able to get it to us. I will say we did ask for towels, and within probably 10 minutes they brought us fresh brand new towels and took our old ones. And then I asked for trash bags and toilet paper stuff later on in our stay, and they did bring those up right away. So it's really good that they're attentive to all of their guests' needs and getting them what they need while they're on property. Well, I will say the beds were okay. They weren't the best, weren't the worst, but it's kind of what you get for the resort stay. Everything else they did supply you with, your typical, bathroom supplies with shampoo, conditioner, soap. It was pretty nice. Didn't like over damage hair or anything like that. I would say that I would necessarily go out and buy it, but it was nice. Towels were actually really super soft and super clean, so that was a plus too. Like I said, the room was nice, greatly decorated, and super clean, which is obviously important during these times right now, that you kind of want that cleanliness factor in there. Now, another plus for me was that the person obviously at the front desk was attentive enough to give us a room that was kind of right next to the elevator. I do always appreciate, just being a young woman, that when you see someone who's traveling, they do put you closer to the elevator, so you're kind of more near people. I think it's just more of a safety perspective. It's always something I look for. There is ice on all levels and vending, so that was super awesome if you were interested in that. And they did have plenty of food on site that wasn't impacted by COVID, as well as the pools were also open to all resort guests. We didn't actually go in the pool just because we had days planned at the park, but it was super clean, super nice. There was a lifeguard on the duty, and also there was, the bar that is there. The pool did happen to be closed on Saturday. I did notice it when I went over to the cafe at 9 and when we got back to the resort. I'm not sure if it was their major cleaning day or if they just figured because the temperature was below 60 that they wouldn't go ahead and open it. It was something that we did notice. Everything is really easily accessed on the property. It's not too far apart. Everything is very well labeled. The fitness center actually was open. There wasn't actually any weights or anything of that matter. It was more cardio machines, but they were available and they were cleaning them at various times throughout the day, which we did see, which was a great note, because if you still want to stay on track with your health and wellness, it's definitely great to see that places are still trying to somehow, make it ease of access for that. I think one kind of hindering low point from us that would have just been a little bit better is, even though they did score on the points of, putting us near the elevator and that safety element, we did get stuck next to a new family, and it's not that we're not used to that we're not used to obviously being around family and children, but I think the baby was a newborn, and they just literally kept us up for the last 2 days that we were staying there. I will say, when I did leave a review of them, Universal did say they are going to get back to me just to address the situation. So it's really good to see that they actually are responding back to people in a timely manner, especially because they are asking for people to do surveys. I think that's a really key element. That's really good to see that they want to know what they can do better with stays, especially so early on in them, being open. One thing that I did like, they did have a nice gift shop on property, and as well as a Starbucks and a bar that were still actually fully functioning, which is great to see. They didn't really scoot you away with mobile ordering only, which we are staying at Pop Century right now, and that is something that they're kind of doing. So it was good that you got to see kind of everybody working and engage with people. And that was one really awesome piece here, is that everybody in the cafe was really engaging, really personable, had conversations, and it wasn't just the atypical things that you get when you're down here in Orlando. I think definitely in that wise, communication-wise, they did go above and beyond, and we're genuinely happy to be working during this period, which is amazing to see, and it's really appreciated. I will want to dive into the food a little bit because I have some thoughts on that for sure as well. If you're someone who's on vacation who's looking for quality food, you know that at resorts it can be hit or miss, and sometimes it's somewhere in the middle. Universal, I don't think, was any stranger to that kind of neutrality on food. You're getting what you get. It is just, a basic resort. They do pride themselves on the fact that everything is under $12, and I think that's kind of where they go wrong. Their breakfast is really affordable. I did get a egg white bite with 2 hash browns for just $5, and I added on a coffee so I could get my coffee cup, and it was around $8.35. And I think they're definitely kind of doing pretty well on breakfast. Their really big thing that they kind of push there is chicken and waffles, which I did have the first night I was there, with the side of mac and cheese, and that was under $15, and that wasn't bad either. It was kind of 2 pieces of chicken, a waffle, and a side. All of their sides are under $5, and they do have Coke products, as well as their coffee in the cafe is Starbucks. You can just tell by the branding. There is a Starbucks also on site, as well as a bar outside by the pool that does sell some food too. And I believe they do flapjacks of different variety all day long. I think the biggest miss for me there, though, with their cafe is just I'm so used to going places and having the food bundled that I ordered a cheeseburger, and it was really lean, good beef, but it didn't come with fries, and it was $12. So for me, you could have just added the cost of the fries in there, probably like $3, and done combo deals for $15. Or however you want to arrange it. I just think people assume that if you're paying that, you're going to get the sides. Even though sides are separately labeled, I think when you buy a sandwich, you think that you're going to get them. And they do have salads and other sandwiches there, and you do get fresh chips with them. So I think that's where I thought that I was going to get fries with it. So I think it's my kind of only miss there. There was room service available until midnight. I believe it was fried chicken and waffles and pizza, which isn't bad. It's not an issue with them on property if you want to have DoorDash delivered or packages dropped off. We did order food one night, and we did see people getting packages. They also do allow really easy ways to check out. You can click on an email that they send you, send a text message, an email, as well as just the good old-fashioned drop card or stopping by the front desk to check out, which is awesome, and it does allow you to be socially distanced a couple of ways when checking out. So, overall, my Universal stay, I would say, was pretty successful. I would rate it probably most likely an 8 out of 10, just because, like I said, they could have had a better pricing kind of set up with their meal options and kind of the noise complaint, the new family next door. Other than that, I think it was a really enjoyable stay. Would definitely stay there again for the price, location, and just like I said, overall guest and customer experience. They would definitely high on all KPIs, which is kind of sometimes hard to do down here in Orlando. And trust me, as someone who used to hustle souvenirs, I know what it's like to kind of get, those really high marks. So I would definitely say check it out if you're planning it. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. It'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll be super thankful for you guys following. Also, make sure to stay tuned. I'm going to be reviewing Pop Century, Bonnet Creek, and what times we're like at Disney, as well as a first-timer's reaction to coming to Walt Disney World in Orlando. It'll definitely be great. And I'll have tons of health and wellness content for you guys too as well. As always, and be well and be free.